What's going on, people? You are now tuned in to Urban Voices Radio Live. I am your host, Brad Harrison. I got my man Sean Mucker in the building.
I am Sean Mucker.
And I have my girl T. Marie. What's going on, T?
What's up?
And we got my man. Look, I've been pronouncing your name wrong, so you got to pronounce it correctly for me. We got my man in the building, Jason
Ridgel.
Ridgel. That's kind of fly, though.
Like that shit.
Yeah, Ridgel. Oh, you can't cuss on the radio. Hey, listen, people. Jason Ridgel. That's kind of fly, though, man. Jason Ridgel is he's an owner of a liquor brand, so it's Guidance Whiskey, correct?
Guidance Whiskey.
So I'm so proud here because lately, look, we're in Louisville, Kentucky right now. You're from Tennessee, correct?
Live in Nashville, Tennessee.
Live in Nashville.
From Alabama.
Alabama.
Southern roots up in here.
Okay.
Hey, so check it out. Look, so listen. So we're in Louisville, Kentucky, and Kentucky as a whole is known for its bourbon. So Kentucky is the bourbon capital of the world.
The entire world.
So historically, black liquor brands haven't existed in Kentucky. Now we have a few. We think we have maybe two, and now you're bringing Guidance whiskey into the city, man. So
be Kentucky's favorite whiskey.
So check it out, man. So tell us, how did you get involved in the liquor industry?
First, you gotta tell us your whole story before you got to the.
Before we was doing liquor.
Before you was doing liquor.
Oh, go ahead.
Very interesting story.
Oh, he has an interesting background?
Very interesting story.
All right, run it down, Jason. So tell us about Jason before Guidance Whiskey.
Kentucky. Y'all can bring the truth about it.
Yeah, definitely. We do our research.
Hey, man. Well, look. First of all, thank y'all for having me. I really, really appreciate this. Louisville's been showing a lot of love, and I was excited to be here with y'all and be able to share our story and be able to share our hard work and our product with y'all. We started, before liquor, man, Tennessee State grad.
TSU?
TSU.
My daughter went to TSU.
There you go. Go Big Blue.
There you go.
Shout out to TSU.
Okay.
And I worked the corporate gig, man, straight out of school. Went and worked for a big accounting firm and was up in there every day with the suit and the tie, big office overlooking the city, and I hated it. It just didn't feel right to me.
So you hated the corporate grind?
I hated it. I hated it. The nicest person was the owner of the company. He had more money than everybody, and I watched him. He would speak to every single person as he walked in and out of the building. But the people who worked under him didn't do that at all. They had something to prove. They was trying to be more than they was, and I picked up on that. And so what that told me was like, okay, if you rich and you own the thing yourself, you don't have no reason to be mad. You ain't got no reason to have your nose up. You see what I'm saying? It was. I took that lesson and I was like, how can I do that for myself? So ended up leaving that job, man. I've been everything from a substitute teacher. I started a cleaning service. I used to clean toilets, bro. So you like
finding your way, right?
Finding my way.
There you go.
Doing everything. I was a massage therapist.
We were just talking about massage. Before you walked in the building, man, we were just talking about massage therapy.
Massages matter.
So were you one of those dudes that we see on Facebook now? They got the music playing, they massaging the
Yes.
Because you wasn't like you were on the shot, were you?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
You seen the episode?
No. Y'all saw it. No, that's not. You hear that, mama? That was not me. But it was something I always wanted to do, and I wanted to do it before I went to TSU, because I wanted to go to school with a hustle. Okay. The girls was coming to school knowing how to do hair. They was coming knowing how to do nails. I was like, what can I do so I can make a little money? The barbers was getting paid. I was like, I'm going to go learn massage therapy before I go to school.
So wait a minute. So look, what I'm hearing from you, and I heard this from my daughter as well, right? But I'm hearing that HBCUs are an experience.
Listen, it is a breeding ground for an experience. Not only do you get the experience from class, but then you get the experience from actually being in a situation with that many people at that one point in time. And if you got to hustle, it's almost like a market. It's like a mall.
Right.
Think about it, when you're in college, people doing all kinds of stuff at that school. So I wanted to go to hustle. My mom was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. You can do it after you graduate.
Right. Get that degree first, bro.
Degree, And then you can do that. So I got my degree. I remember I walked off stage. I handed it to my mom, and she looked at it. Was like, "Thanks." Closed it up. I ain't never seen it again.
The degree?
I've never seen it.
Oh, mine's on my wall.
I've never seen it.
I'm like him. I gave mass to my mother.
You know what I'm saying?
haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
Wait a minute. Before we go any further, slide over the man of the hour here, because the man of the hour. So check it out. Look, so check it out. Black-owned liquor company, Guidance Liquor, and before even Guidance Whiskey. Before even tasting the product, I'm impressed by the bottle. I'm impressed, and that's that's half of the sell.
Right.
When someone looks at a bottle and the bottle looks presentable, the bottle looks professional, and the bottle looks like it can sell in any market.
Yep.
Bottle had to be a representation of us.
Okay.
In all aspects, what have you. So all the research that we put in early on shows our seriousness for it. Like, lift this bottle.
It's a heavy bottle.
Oh, it's a heavy bottle.
This is if you get out of line in the club.
Or if your boyfriend step out of line.
Hey, I mean, we have actually witnessed folk drop this bottle
And not break?
and lose their mind and grab this bottle and not a dent or crack in it at all. You
Wait a
know
minute,
what I'm
but before you go any further, introduce yourself, my man.
Oh, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning. I just came in and jumped on it. My name is Robert Jobe. I'm in partnership with Jason Ridgel.
Bob Joe.
Yeah, a.k.a. Bob Jobe. We have partnered together since '97. This is probably one of our, 20th, 30th investments that we made together in partnership with each other as brothers, not as businessmen. This is just a family.
Okay.
So we met in '97 at Tennessee State University College of Engineering.
So you was doing massages too?
I didn't get paid for the ones I did.
He is a Kappa.
Oh, it's a Kappa. Okay.
But I am a master masseuse.
Hey, you know, a lot of people don't know that Oprah's an alumni of TSU.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Oprah went to TSU.
And we know when we got there, our
internet.
Oh, you're surprised a lot of people don't know?
Was based on Oprah. Our internet was harpo.net.
Oh, was
We
it?
came in and
Color purple? That's like
she paid for the internet for TSU when we first got there.
Okay, shout out to Oprah then.
Yeah, no. And more than that, shout out to Oprah's daddy. Mr. Winfrey is one of the oldest black-owned businesses in his barbershop. Is historically
So I didn't know
part
that.
of East Nashville community.
Really?
So when we talk about buy back the block, Oprah's dad set the example for how to do that early on, and he's continued to thrive. I think up until about 5 years, Mr. Winfrey was still cutting hair, bro.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
They
Okay.
teach you that when you get there.
Yep.
All right, so let's get into the whiskey. Tell us about this whiskey, man. How did this come about?
Well, look,
Were you a drinker?
we got a rule though.
Okay.
Okay, we got to follow the rules.
All right.
Okay, we can't talk about it until we drink it.
All right. Pour up.
I'll pass. I'll let y'all drink.
Yeah, she doesn't drink, but
Well, you can sip.
yeah, that's what I thought. Second, I ain't doing nothing but sipping. It's too early to be drinking.
This is sipping whiskey. This is.
and he poured a sip.
Well, so what we have to do is guidance is, we're a small craft batch. We're
Okay.
a small batch. And what we try to introduce is the return of the sipping whiskey. This isn't a pouring whiskey where we want you to put like a whole bunch of sugar sodas on top of or what have you like that. This is a quality of a brand.
So you get your palate wet with this.
Absolutely. You're going to taste all the flavors. You're going to taste the entire age process when you drink this. And you're going to be wildly surprised by how delicious it is.
So how long is Guidance whiskey aged? 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years. Surprise.
And what made you go whiskey?
You know what? I first was gonna go sake.
So okay, because I was in the military, so I know what sake is. So what made you want to go sake? Because that's kind of
Traveling the world.
Exactly. I wanted to be the first owner of a black sake. That was just that.
And sake's what, Japanese?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And I tried 30 different sakes. My girl Stacy, she was a wine broker that helped me get into the game. she was excited. She was like, "Oh my God, yes, I can't wait to teach you about sake." So she sent me a bunch of them, and I did not like none of it.
You ain't like that?
How many times you pass out drinking?
Man,
That's the question. How many times you pass out?
it's something that you can't drink every day. It's something that when you come home from a long day of work, you're not, man, baby, give me some sake. It just didn't work for me, and so I couldn't jump off the porch with something that I didn't like or feel.
Yeah, because
You know what I mean?
it got an acquired taste to it and knocks you out. It ain't no in between where
You like it,
either
or
you
you
like
it
it
or
or
you
you love
don't.
it, and either you drink it and you
And it's not even an acquired taste with sake. You just have to have enjoyed
You
that.
gotta like sake.
And you gotta either do it heated, room temp. All this, it's
They
just
think
too
we're
much
old
involved in
now.
that.
yeah, it's different.
Let me get you.
But you said sake though. You know what I'm saying? Why sake out of everything? I mean, I'm curious. Why sake out?
We like to be different, man. We push the envelope.
Definitely. I mean, that definitely would have.
Have you ever heard of a black-owned sake?
That's what I'm saying. That definitely would have pushed the envelope.
All right, drink. Let's drink. Let's drink up. Let's
Drink
drink.
up.
Oh, here's how we sip. So
there's a ritual.
Whatever
You gotta put your pinky out.
And they on the radio. I already found that out real quick.
Oh, word. That's what's up. All right, so look. Okay.
Yeah,
on
so
the
this
radio.
ain't no TFC step show.
I need to pause on how I go about this.
Pause on the cursing.
So here,
He got a ritual.
Here where we go. We go up to it, down to it. Forget those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Now drink, Pleasant Brothers drink.
Oh, that was perfect.
Wait a minute. So up with it,
Up to
it,
down to it.
For
F those brothers, but I know what the real word is.
We do it because we used to it. Now drink, Pleasant Brothers drink. Instead of Pleasant Brothers.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You in, bro?
Yeah, I mean, but I kind of remind you of that movie Love Don't Cost a Thing.
Just drink.
Where they were trying
Just drink. Just drink.
Okay. Yeah.
That's pretty smooth for whiskey.
That's what I'm about
You know
to say.
what? And that's what I want to say. That's what I want to say about all of the. And there's not many. So you guys are amongst the few. And I would tell you if it wasn't good. I like to drink, and it is.
Definitely.
But amongst, I find this amongst the black-owned liquor brands. No matter what it is, it's smooth.
Yeah.
And say for example, when I drink another product we once mentioned out of Tennessee, when I drink another whiskey out of Tennessee, you get the you get the and you don't have to get the to get the oomph.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and this is smooth where you're not getting the
Right.
Because this is what we want to enjoy drinking, and so one of the things we noticed is as we was getting older, that you couldn't survive. It was getting harder to survive.
Yeah.
So we're like, what can we get that's got full flavor? Because you tasted the flavor on your palate should still be on your tongue right now.
Yeah.
But that smoothness.
It was definitely smooth.
It was smooth. It was smooth.
Usually hit you. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
why I was waiting for it.
What the burn.
We transition from those dudes who are always out partying. We brown liquor drinkers. But now this is a whiskey that can support a turn up, but also after a long day, no matter what kind of day, or a celebratory day, you're going to come in, you're going to pour just enough to be able to sit back and revel in, you know what I'm saying, the enjoyment of that day. And you want to be able to do that without that bite and everything. You want to be able to sip and chill.
Yeah, once you get that bite, you through.
And then you want to be able to respond, you know what I'm saying, in the next 3 hours.
Because, you know, I think that's why black people as a whole favored the cognacs. Because it didn't have the you know, and it was smoother. Right. But a lot of us, like I'm a Jack and Coke person, you know, so I will drink Jack and Coke.
I had it on the flight last night.
See? Right.
I'm from Tennessee.
I wouldn't have a Hennessy type. I'm sorry. You say
I know.
Right.
Yeah, that's one thing too that we don't disrespect other brands, man. That stuff was there before us.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Y'all just
that's the inspiration for us to build on the back of that to create the flavor that we want.
Ain't nobody rocking whiskey though, so that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference in it.
So as far as distribution now, what areas is your product available in?
So we are distributed in Tennessee, Nashville, and Memphis. We are distributed in Georgia, and as of yesterday, we are distributed in Kentucky.
Hey!
Congratulations.
And shout out to Legacy Spirits, man. Our first black distributors ever. So that's an honor for us. It's an honor for us to be a part of history with them.
For sure.
Got some ladies showed up for y'all, man. What?
Yeah, they did.
Who are all the ladies? Look.
The ladies of guidance.
The ladies of guidance?
Ladies of guidance.
Yeah, Ladies of Guidance.
All right, so how long has Guidance been a brand?
We launched in October of 2018.
2018. So fairly new brand. How was the reception been with the Guidance hitting the market?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think we call Guidance a family business, but not because of our relationship, but because our relationship to the community. Okay. And so when the community saw us out making this type of investment and betting on ourselves, they came right behind us and bet on it like it was their own.
Can you bring the bottle? I want to keep the bottle on the
He want to keep a bottle
on the camera. Yeah, can you just set it right there? Because I see one of my guys tuning in, James McCauley. He does a lot of promotion with clubs down in Atlanta.
All right. What's up, James? What's up?
He's probably a person that needs to see this bottle. Yeah, so a couple years in. Now with you guys coming into the market being black-owned liquor brand, was there any pushback or any backlash from some of the major brands being that they're not receptive to a black-owned brand?
Well, so in the big brands don't care about you till you take some of their money. Okay, that's market share, and so the game that we playing is really for market share. That's why we try to help other black brands, be it whiskey, bourbon. We try to get them into the game
Vodka,
as well,
wine,
because the more market share we have, the more control we have.
Plus cross distribution, correct?
Get it? See, so we're helping everyone. You call us, you email us, we giving you the play. And now with more black distributors in the game, now we can kind of guarantee you that your product won't just sit on the back somewhere. So,
like with any business that makes money, there's going to be a political system underneath it, embedded into it or what have you. And so a lot of times it's not so much of you having the quality of product, it's about you having the outreach to be able to get that product on the shelf, to be able to get that product out to a customer base. And we have Jason came up with the ingenious idea to say, well, you know what, we're going to do this like Master P. If y'all ain't going to put us on y'all shelves, we're going to come out the trunk. And right now, in today's society, the trunk is e-commerce.
Right.
So we are distributed across 43 states through Passion Spirits online. Okay. So that means wherever you go or wherever you at, if I can't get a bottle in your hand, I can get a bottle to your doorstep.
Okay. And you know what's weird, man? I'm gonna tell you this. I found out when I think it was Kentucky Derby 2019, because Derby's a big thing around here, and liquor is
we know.
Okay, so liquor is a big part of the Kentucky Derby. So every year, certain companies have like commemorative bottles that are Derby themed, right? So I had a commemorative bottle and I drank it, right? So I was like, why not drink the bottle, man? Because I wanted to keep it on the shelf, right? So I ordered one from a company in Tennessee that I guess purchased a mass amount of bottles. For the state of Kentucky, you can't have liquor delivered to the state of Kentucky. So I had a bottle delivered to Indiana and go pick it up. Yeah.
Check this out, though. You can't have it delivered unless you have distribution in Kentucky. Okay. So now, with the deal that we did with Legacy Spirits, you can now go online.
So I can get Guidance liquor to my door.
To your door in Kentucky. Anywhere in Kentucky.
And when you bring up signature bottles, I want you to zoom in right there on that bottom right there.
Yeah. Oh, so
you got to see that right there.
So is that Jason's name on the bottle and the dates?
And not only is it the date and the batch number, we also have the numbered of the batch that you have. So you have a number out of, and it's personally signed by the man right here in front of you himself. So we go everywhere. Anywhere a bottle go, Jason Ridgel's signature goes with it.
All right, so here's the magic question. Pricing. What is the average price of, what is that? Is that a fifth?
750 milliliters.
Yep.
Okay, so a fifth of guidance liquor, of guidance whiskey, what is the average? I know it's going to vary depending on.
Average is $49.99 on
Okay,
the shelf.
$49.99. So this is a premium.
Oh, yeah.
A premium whiskey.
Yeah, we
Okay.
did it for the respect, man.
Okay.
We did it for the respect. So it's price point is good. The juice is good. You'll enjoy it.
And it's on the price point with some of your premium whiskeys in Kentucky. So you have like Woodford's a little more expensive. So yeah, so you have Woodford Reserve.
We know what.
You know Woodford?
I mean, we're brown liquor drinkers. We've been inspired by a lot of pretty large brands.
So y'all definitely knew what type of taste y'all was looking for.
Indeed. And Jason's business network out of Nashville and out around Tennessee and around California, he had the experience and knowledge knowing what kind of product we wanted to take into a base market. And when it comes to business meetings or culinary and so forth, the best pairing we come up with was a brown liquor.
Yeah.
And then when we started looking at the recipe of guidance, we wanted one that offered a taste to it. And that kind of taste and that type of value goes across every race.
Everything.
Everybody
can
understand
liquor's
that.
like music, you know what I'm saying? It's
There you
universal.
go.
So,
Absolutely.
Plus, you just need to know that, like, this is a really good friend of mine. He wouldn't drink it if it wasn't good. We got the type of friends that they love us, but you can't bring nothing whack to the table.
Exactly.
And especially for $49.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna support you with your dollars. So we had to be quality.
So question. When it comes to whiskey, have you found that whiskey drinkers, when it comes to U.S., are whiskey drinkers more Southern or are they across the country?
Cross country, 100%.
Absolutely. I live in D.C.
Okay.
And there are bourbon and whiskey societies all across the DMV, and they take it very seriously. And so even the introduction of guidance and that community, when I brought it up there, it was they're very strong in their opinion.
So they accepted it.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I want to get up there because y'all have a lot of black-owned cigar lounges, right?
Absolutely.
And we can't have them here.
Shout out to TG Cigars.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of our black-owned cigar bars have embraced the presence of guidance in this BYOB rule set.
Okay.
And they have also asked me to make sure I try to get some cases up there for them. So when folks show up and they don't have guidance on their shelf, people can still make sure they enjoy the great flavor of guidance. Because we're paired well with a lot of medium body cigars.
Cigar game.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that y'all couldn't do that here.
Well, they passed a smoking ordinance here, so you can't smoke indoors, right? So you can't smoke like a business like this. You can't smoke inside. Really? So that carries over to like cigar bars. Yeah. So some of the nightclubs actually have created like these smoking rooms outdoors, like a tent or something. But
are we so creative?
Yeah.
We find it.
We'll find it.
You gotta keep that dollar flowing. So you know what I'm saying. You smokers and alcohol go together. So
yes.
Yeah.
They've done the same thing in Memphis.
Okay.
We have partnered with a lot of amazing business establishments in Memphis that have set up separated smoking areas and everything where you can still be able to enjoy guidance, like Weekend Hang Suite in Memphis is one spot that does a great job with that.
So how did you come up with the name Guidance?
Man.
Guidance whiskey.
You know, Jason, have anybody told you have like a Killer Mike type vibe? You got a Killer Mike type.
Listen, I was we was at a show, and was it the RZA?
Yep.
The RZA thought we was sitting at a show. We was in the front row. He was doing the show, and he pointed down and said, "Hey man, Killer Mike." I didn't have the heart to tell her. Everybody after the show, people coming up to me.
Hey, ride with it, man. Ride with it.
He was the funniest story about it, and this is where we were like, man, as you said, music is global. We're in Mexico City
Okay.
for NFL Mexico. And we go into a club, and a young Mexican brother saw Jason come in, and where he thought everybody else was with the Raiders, who were playing at the time, he thought Jason was Killer Mike. So he was introducing everybody as K-I-L-L. Like, hey man, this is Killer. And we're like, man, who is Killer? And Jason said, he thinks I'm Killer Mike.
Sometimes you don't have a heart.
Hey.
Now, because at that time, you know what I'm saying, you can get all
The perks of being Killer Mike.
Hey, but have y'all ever tried to tell somebody that you're not who they think you are? Sometimes it don't go that well. Sometimes they
I
think
wouldn't
you-
know what they're like because
they
I ain't
think
never
you
got
lying.
mistaken for anybody. So
I had somebody in LA, they was like, well, forget you then. You ain't I'm not him. But guidance, I mean, it's a toast to our ancestors, man. It's a toast to the wisdom of each other.
So that's the name based on. Okay. All right.
There's some Kentucky history to it that when we come back and you interview us, we'll give you a little more because it is tied to Louisville.
You have to break all this down.
But I tell everyone that, and we tried this with the bottle, but we tried to get it engraved at the bottom, guidance. But I tell everyone, you don't truly get the guidance of the guidance whiskey until you get to the end of the bottle. Because at that point, you got some knowledge to drop that you ain't even realize.
Hey, now you know what? I'm gonna give you something dope, man, that you can run with. So it's guidance, and you said it has the spirituality of our ancestors, whatever, right? On every bottle, you should put a little quote. Put a little spiritual quote on the bottle where people drink it.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
We should put it in the bottom of the bottle so you can't see it until you
It's like a little worm or something like.
and we like get to the guidance.
Yeah.
But it's also a homage to our HBCU history, because at the end of the day, that's what brought us all together. We were guided to Tennessee State University, our what we call home, whether it be Birmingham or Nashville, where our people are, where our families are. It's all about guiding us back home, and it helps keep us grounded in a lot of aspects.
No matter where you are.
So originally, are you out of Birmingham?
No.
And you?
North Nashville.
North Nashville. Man, so look, these southern cities kind of intertwine, right? So when you have, I guess they consider Louisville a southern city.
Yep.
So you have,
Sure.
so Louisville, Birmingham, Nashville, and it seems like Memphis
Oh yeah.
Yes.
are kind of all in that same family.
And we can go down to Starksville, Mississippi.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, New Orleans, like the whole.
Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
We touch all that.
Okay. All right. So now, give me what's the top market for guidance? What area seems to support guidance the most?
Man,
Now.
that's a very good question. Because with us being in the 43 states online now, we getting people ordering from South Dakota. Like it's crazy. So it's a race. So give me a minute and I'll check that and let's figure out what. But right now it's gonna be Kentucky.
There you go. Was Kentucky an important state
Very.
for you to
It's a proving ground. Like for real. Like if you
For alcohol and stuff
you know,
like
when you wanna be the best, you gotta fight the best. And so we really feel like if we can make it here, especially with it having a culture around a whole nother type of spirit, which is bourbon. Like we had a lady last night, we did a tasting at Gold Bar. And this like she said it, she was like, look, I've only liked whiskey over my bourbon 2 times in my life, and she said, and this is one of those times. She was raised drinking bourbon, and it just so when we hear that, we know we're doing the right thing.
Yeah. And look, as you get older, your palate changes. Mine, when I'm younger, I was never a Henny person, but I was more of a Cavassier person. And then as you get older, I started getting into the bourbons and the whiskeys. And as I'm approaching 50, I want to get into the scotches. Because all the older, sophisticated cats when I was growing up, they drank scotch.
Same thing.
And as we came into that era of our lives, it was we're drinking somebody else's stuff.
Yeah.
We drink somebody else's stuff in our 20s. We succeeded in our 30s in drinking someone else's stuff. Now we're in our 40s, and it's time to be able to introduce ourselves into a market. And when we celebrate and we pull off a shelf, we celebrate and we drink with us.
Yeah.
One of the biggest accomplishments about Guidance that for me personally is Guidance is in every liquor store in North Nashville that I ever remember growing up in.
Okay.
So for my mom and my family who are all in North Nashville to be able to walk into a store and say, grab my son's, grab my nephew's product. I want that.
That means
everything right there as far as us being able to
what's your favorite
introduce.
liquor now?
Guidance. Guidance.
Think about it. But you know what? There's some exciting brands that are coming behind us.
Absolutely, that we support wholeheartedly. I mean, for our first catchphrase coming into this marketing, and not to respect us being in, on the radio and everything. We walk into a spot and the first thing we say, "You ain't got no Guidance in this bitch,"
Hey.
and we put it on the shirt, and everybody wants
I've
it.
seen him say, "You don't got Guidance. What can I get you?" He's like, "Water."
Right.
Water.
I mean, that's great though. That's great marketing also, because they gonna be like, well, what's Guidance? You know what I'm saying? Then you can present.
Look, Jay-Z said it best. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One of our greatest accomplishments for me is like during Father's Day, man, of being online and seeing the messages that people were sending to their fathers, and they were giving them guidance as a Father's Day gift. And you saw, "We love you, Dad," like from your kids. And we saw one, "This is as smooth and refined as you are, Dad. We love you." And so when people are starting to celebrate other people with your product, I almost shed a tear. And then, because when somebody opens it and sees it, it's like, wow, and they're happy about it. A dad got a bottle of Guidance from his kids. That's our stuff.
Look, that's a dope commercial. Look.
Right.
Listen. Look. I can have the bottle. Look, I can have the bottle, right?
Right.
As a rites of passage. Every father, when his son turns 21 years old, I'm gonna drink with my son, and son, I'm passing you the guidance on how to drink responsibly, how to be a productive member of society, how to take care of your family.
When you give guidance, you give generational wealth in so many different ways.
Exactly.
That in itself, for a father to sit down with his son,
Yeah.
today's times.
Yeah.
That's already something for real. And
But
when
he
you
can't
able
get
to
the
do
message
it,
until he gets to the end of the bottle. Ain't that what you just said?
In our new bottles.
No, but man, it's a great thing, man, that black entrepreneurs are actually entering, because there are certain brands and certain industries that we haven't tapped into. And liquor is one of them. And shout out to Kelvin M of Legacy, man, because he's been talking about. It wasn't just, they didn't just come up with Legacy overnight. This was something I heard them talking about this 3 or 4 years ago. They're like, man, we're trying to get into the liquor industry, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, the liquor industry in Kentucky, good luck, man, because here things kind of operate under that good old boys network. You know what I mean? So for them to break through and actually bring their dream to fruition, man, was something that I didn't foresee.
And we need them.
in 2020, we don't need no more good old boy networks.
Right.
We need good old brother networks.
Right.
Yeah,
That's why I was about to say
exactly.
To piggyback off what he said, it's good that y'all connected with each other.
Yeah.
So y'all can cross market. You get his liquor down there, you can get y'all liquor up here. And you know what I'm saying?
You see the vision, man. Like, I like visionaries, and Kelvin and Juan are visionaries.
Absolutely.
We do business with a lot of different people, but it was different from the day that we met them, and we can grow with them. And it won't just be in Kentucky; it'll be
Crossing.
Who
You
knows?
know, it's a different name. They had a term for that. They call it trendsetters. So y'all definitely own to some y'all trendsetters. You know what I'm saying? Especially to be black owned, black entrepreneurs.
And I take trendsetters and I step it up and I just say we're legacy builders.
There you go.
This is where generational wealth. I was talking to Kelvin on the way here. It's like a seed has to be planted somewhere.
Yep.
And our business relationship as business partners personally will help nurture that seed for our generational wealth that's going to come out of the spirit business. I mean, we've been drinking spirits for how long? It's about time we start
calling it spirits.
You see what I'm saying? And it's time for us to start seeing something from that and going into different markets with that.
And it's important, man, because when you talk about generational wealth and you talk about legacy builders, and you just think about this is how long the dollar has circulated through other communities. When you think about people like a Paris Hilton, she's an heir of the Hilton Hotel brand. She's an heir of legacy wealth, of generational wealth. So when you think of the Kardashians, they're an heir of their father, which was one of OJ's attorneys. So their parents built generational wealth where these people are just making money off of their family's brand without even working. You know, well, I don't want to say what they do is not working, but
it was a they already had the money to do.
But what is a socialite? You know what I mean?
But you know, the way they built that, you know, I take it from the classic The Wire. My name is my name.
Yeah.
Marlo, baby.
Yeah.
My name is my name. So when it comes to generational wealth, you know value in your name. You know value in your brand and your product. So everything you do, you make sure it represents it in the best way. When Jason is from Birmingham, that's his name. That's his legacy. North Nashville, I'm born and bred in it. It's not Nashville. I'm from North Nashville.
So let me tell you,
value in that name.
So are you close to 40?
Yeah, 41.
41. All right.
41. Man,
look, I had the best time I've ever had in my life, and you're gonna have to give me the name. Long story short, one of my partners, man, he married a chick. Oh, excuse me. He married a woman outside of Birmingham in a little town called Moundville. I'm sure you heard of it. Okay. So she was in Moundville. So he moved to Moundville, man, on this shotgun wedding, whatever. We come down, and he take us to a club. I want to say it was called Platinum.
Yeah.
Back in early 2000s, man.
Platinum of Birmingham.
I didn't expect that in Birmingham. I came to Birmingham.
That's that's a Vegas club.
The brothers were dressed in tuxes with tux shirts on with the gloves. They had, you know how you go in clubs now and they have like these electronic liquor dispensers on top of the fifth bottles where I guess you pour a shot and it's electronic. They had that like in 2000. And we were in Birmingham, man, and we partied. One of the cats from 112 was from Birmingham, and he was in the club. We partied all night, and man, I don't think I've ever partied that hard in my life.
Did you leave at 5 or 6?
It was light outside, man. Oh, look, and let me tell you this. Hey, and let me tell you this about Club Platinum, things you remember. In the early 2000s, they had cameras and lighting in the parking lot. Early, I said, man, it must go down in Birmingham.
It has before.
Is that still a club?
I've been down there to Birmingham.
It's still there?
So,
Platinum is still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been to Birmingham too.
I didn't know they turned up like that.
Alabama State? Have you been to Alabama State?
Man, it's
No, y'all got
Yeah.
Alabama
It's one of those Southern jewels that, you know what I mean, that people, if you're not from the South, you wouldn't know that. And then you guys have a classic every year. What's
the
Magic City Classic?
Magic City.
Let me tell you.
Shout out to the John Merritt class.
I say one of the greatest things about it going to a historic black college is that networking. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
With other HBCUs.
HBCUs.
Well, y'all know what I mean.
He's a military guy.
True, but you know, we have our fraternities in the military.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
But you know,
This is also,
but it's also though. That's all what would be good is to break into the military distribution scheme of things too.
Funny that you say that.
Because y'all started drinking at 18, right?
12? No. No, but they start drinking like, you know what I'm saying, late, 18.
So I'm military now.
Okay.
I'm a member of the DC National Guard.
Okay.
I've been in the military 17 years.
Okay.
Congratulations.
And it has been a blessing and an honor to serve. And yes, it has been an amazing opportunity to be able to introduce the product to a military community as well.
They love it.
They love it.
He calling me like, hey man, I got 20 dudes. Saying,
I mean, but just think about how many bases, military bases in the world are, you know what I'm saying, in the United States alone. and y'all having y'all liquor being distributed at them bases.
Yeah, our partner Ben made sure that we became an AFES vendor.
Yes.
Okay.
So he took care of that and everything, but AFES still required distribution.
Right.
So when we're in those areas, we continue to strive for the goal of establishing distribution, particularly in states that have our military community in it. Absolutely.
And we need them to request it.
All right, so question. What was the most difficult part about starting Goddess Whiskey? What was one of the major hurdles?
I will tell you this: starting it wasn't the hardest thing, because that actually was a blessing that we were actually able to work with a small distillery that would let us get the juice that we wanted. We had a relationship with Stacey Thomas, who helped us find distribution in Nashville. She had a great relationship with a small distributor that would say, we'll give you a chance. But once you have all those things in place, getting into your initial stores becomes an issue. Because if you want to actually sell your brand, we went to all the black stores first, of course. But if you want to grow, you got to go outside of that little city limit. And that is where things actually became, that was one of the toughest things.
Breaking the system.
Yeah.
Get into your liquor barns and your liquor. I don't know what's
the biggest thing is because also, think about it, this industry is to make money.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not even discrimination about you being black or whatever. It's that you're not a superstar. You know what I mean? And you not putting millions and millions of dollars into this. So they want to say, well, how are you going to sell it? How are you really going to move this product if nobody knows you?
Because they don't want your stuff all the way on the shelf.
On the shelf, it's your money.
Right.
But what they didn't, they
Shelf
don't understand.
space is very important in liquor stores and bar and lounges as far as what the space you take up. Because if your product is not pouring and your product is not selling, that's a space they don't want to go somewhere else.
They're not making money. And the biggest thing too is, if your stuff sits there, they will actually take it off of.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they'll leave it in the back if nobody is asking for it at all. So that's some of the stuff that when people are wanting to jump in the game, we can help you get in the game. But if you're not selling, it's like anything else. But they didn't understand our network, because think about it, in the liquor industry, they didn't know about HBCUs. They didn't know about the Kappas and the Qs. They didn't know about Birmingham. They didn't know about Alabama, North Nashville. They didn't know all these people that were going to stand up and support it. They wanted us to be on TV. You know what I mean? Because that's all the only thing that they've seen that moves brands.
And the key is sustainment. If you get on a shelf, that's one thing. But now you need to move off that shelf.
Yeah.
So now comes in your marketing and the support of your community, your market, your customer base. Mm-hmm. Once guidance is on the shelf, that was a goal. But now I got to sell it off the shelf, and that requires you constant. That means someone needs to drink up a bottle of guidance and go back and buy another bottle of guidance.
Right. That's
So buying and getting another one. It's great that you bought a bottle, but I'm gonna need you to start introducing it as part of your regular drinking cycle
And introduce to your circles as well.
Y'all tapped into a lot of great markets. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got the historic black colleges. Y'all got the military, and y'all also got y'all community and family members. So it seemed like y'all, started off with a good audience.
But we were doing
customers.
We were doing that before the liquor.
Okay.
And so that's another thing. You can't just start. We couldn't just drop a product and say, hey, y'all support us.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? We haven't been giving back to our communities and nurturing these relationships for 10, 15 years before. That's why people say, that's why we sell out tastings, man. Like every tasting we did in Nashville, we sold out. Every single one.
It's a good product.
And it's a great bottle, man. I like the bottle, man.
Hey, look.
He gonna put a highlight in it. You know how you drink the liquor?
You drink
water and highlight it.
Listen,
He gonna do it.
You can put lights in it. If you take the top off, you can use it to cork wine if you want to. It's the bottle. You can do a lot with it.
It's a great bottle, man. And I'm telling you, look, it reminds me of, because I'm telling you, people don't think the bottle's important, but it is. You remember when No Limit was doing that thing in the 90s, right? If you saw that little, not the No Limit, but if you saw that little, remember they had like the diamonds on the little, on the advertisement for the artist? If you saw that, you bought it. You know what I mean? Right. And that's how important
I think it's how
a logo or a certain brand is.
For sure. I mean, even all the way back to, when you bring it up like that, back to No Limit, Suave House.
Right.
You know what they did? They went and got Pen and Pixel to do their graphics.
Yeah.
When you saw a Pen and Pixel,
You bought it.
Album cover.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody even, I don't even know if anybody ever bought that Mercedes album.
I bought
But
it.
everybody
Come on, man.
Mercedes album.
We bought that Mercedes out for the cover, bro.
But what they produced was a brand and a quality of how it was presented. And that's our brand and quality of how Goddess is presented.
So tell us, for those that don't know, we have a few minutes left. What is the process as far as creating the taste? Do you go to a distillery? Do you taste several? Are you drunk in there like, I want to taste this way, I want to taste that way? How does that work?
That's exactly right. You need to have some water and a full day. Because when you contract distill, a lot of the distilleries already have pre-products that they have made. So they're going to sit out everything in front of you, okay?
Really?
And you taste it and taste it and taste it and taste it.
Messed up.
Yeah. And you can really white. Then most people, they'll just pick one and say, oh, yeah, we like that. We're going to white label it and go. The difference between us is we were able to go back and say, okay, we like this from this, we like this from this, tone this down, and our distillery worked with us to find the flavor that we wanted.
So, y'all had to be some real alcohol consumer, like liquor consumers.
We met each other in summer of '97.
Can't talk about it if you ain't living.
For y'all to be like, hey, I need to tone this down. That don't taste right.
You know, Jason said he started off with sake. He's world traveled and such. So when it came down to it, we said, what do we drink best? Brown liquor. You know, we know what we know.
Right.
So tell me this: what constitutes a whiskey? Because I know there's certain ingredients that make a cognac or bourbon. What makes a whiskey?
So with bourbon, most whiskeys start. I think I heard you saying most whiskeys, all whiskeys start off as bourbons, but not all bourbons
Can be a whiskey.
So for us, for our product, it's the grain neutral spirits that we use to tone the bourbon down after we get it. That goes through our distilling process that makes it a whiskey. Because it's close. Because we 88% corn, 10% rye, 2% barley. So most people we borderline. We borderline on it. That's why bourbon lovers
Love.
Good
identify
drink,
with it. Because we kind of took the best of both worlds. We just pushed it right over the line.
And let me tell, for the people that can't see me, I'm drinking this. You don't see a chaser in here. There's not a Coke. There's not a. Yeah, we're drinking it straight.
We emphasize the aspect.
I'm on my second, but I do want a third.
We emphasize the aspect of introducing it as a sipping whiskey because it's meant to be done in this kind of setting. This isn't something you pouring a bunch of Sprites and Cokes on top of. Now we go great with a ginger beer.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? Now you're learning how to build your cocktail, palate when drinking Goddess, because you can't put a whole bunch of sugars on top of us like that, man. You gotta understand what you're drinking here. You gotta understand the quality of what you're sipping here. You know what I'm saying? You understand what you drink. You gotta understand it. So from that, like you said, look where we are through this bottle right now.
And we sat here
you understand it?
We was at a barbecue.
Just sitting there,
sitting around and talking, getting to know each other.
And look, I'm not a smoker, but I definitely want a cigar with this.
See, and I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, damn, a good thing to drink with
with a real cigar.
Right.
Not a black and mild.
You're the one you got.
Although I ain't knocking you, bro. If you want to grab a with these guys, you know what I'm saying? We ain't that refined. We know what we came for.
Hey, y'all have an event tonight, right?
You got a wine wood tip, and you want to drink some of this Goddess with it? Go ahead, bro.
She brought up a great question. Yes, we do. We are from 5 to 8. We will be at 5s. We are doing a tasting. We hope the city come out and see us. Bring your masks. We want to be safe.
Absolutely. We are exercising social distance, and we are exercising that you have mandatory mask wear when coming in, but you can slide it down when you sliding this down. You know what I'm saying?
Big thing with the shout out to Louisville and y'all laws is that actually you can purchase a bottle at Vibes tonight
And take it out?
And take it out. You have to purchase food. You have to have food.
Okay.
But if you buy some food, you can actually walk out with
I'll
a
be there
bottle
to
of
support.
tea.
I'll definitely be there to support.
Appreciate
And before we get out of here, let me bring
To
my
eat
man
and
Russell
drink.
Simmons to the building. Kelvin, I call him Russell Simmons, man. He always walks at the end and say, "Thank you for coming out." Hey,
And we got Ditto. We got Ditto over there.
These are the brothers of Legacy Spirits. Legacy Wine and Spirits.
Legacy Wine and Spirits.
These are your black-owned distributors, straight out of Louisville, Kentucky. And give us a little information how you guys hooked up, man.
Come on. Well, Stacy Thomas. We was introduced. We have a mutual friend, and Stacy said she had some brands that she would love for us to taste and get in front of. So we went straight to Tennessee. When we went to Tennessee, Jason made us feel like we was at home. We wasn't even there really for him. we was there to really just kind of meet Stacy and get the understanding of what she had to offer. But the relationship was just really organic. Like as far as like my fault.
You bring it over to you.
As far as like you said, we had the same vision. Like he understood where we was coming from, as far as like what we expected from a brand, but at the same time, the responsibility of being a black-owned anything, especially in the spirits world, like what kind of expectations we have for ourselves.
So how does it feel? Because I see, the vibes is these last couple of weeks. How does it feel to know that the people are drinking your liquor? When y'all see it, what does it do for y'all?
I mean, it feels good. It feels good. We've had brands on the shelf before, so it's like, but we always proud of that. It does feel good when you go in a store and you see a brand that you represent, because we also take ownership in our brands too. It's not just a situation where we are pushing a brand that we don't really believe in. Any brand that we pick up, we actually believe in, and we take ownership in that. So a lot of people think they end up our brands, so because we take so much pride in what we represent.
Well, let me tell you, one of the important lessons I've taken out of Legacy and out of Jason here speaking. Well, out of Jason and his partner speaking. What's your name again, man?
Job.
Job.
That sound like Job. Job.
No, but listen. I know Jason. I know Kevin and Juan personally, and I've watched these brothers enter into several, if not dozens, of different business ventures, from television to they've been to concert promoting to it all, right? And then I also heard Jason as well say that this is not my first business.
Yeah.
So I think that's important to emphasize, especially to the black community, is that you can't win if you don't take a shot at the rim. You know what I'm saying? So your first business might not be the business that you end up with, or your first business might not even succeed. But you have to keep throwing the ball at the rim if you want the ball to go in the basket. You know what I mean? For lack of a better term, but don't be afraid to get in the game. Because if you don't get in the game, you can't win. You can't win. And I mean, we're still all in this room. We're all still pretty young. We're all, if we're not 50 yet, we're 50 and under, you know, or close to 50. We're in that range. We're not 75 years old.
I'm 39.
But I had to say this because I'm probably the oldest person in the room. I'm 47, so I had to say. So I mean, but I mean, all of us are still young enough to make a mark on the world. So don't ever get in a position where you're scared, because a lot of people have dreams. And their dreams die because they never take a risk on their dreams. And business is a risk.
It's
a
really
risk.
about not stopping. Like me and we've been friends since 7th grade. Our paths went different, but we stayed friends. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think what separated us from like the people we jumped off the porch with the record label and stuff of that nature, we didn't quit. It's like we kept trying to figure out what's next for us. What's next for us? You know what I'm saying? And it's all about evolving. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's don't give up on nothing. You know what I'm saying?
And all our old businesses are resources and stuff for us today.
Yes.
So you know what I'm saying? Everything ties into it. So like with his concert promoting pass, you know, we can do concerts and shows for sponsoring, like with the whiskey, or you know, with the TV show, we got experience in putting together commercials and, you know, how to make money off TV, how all that works. We understand all of that. So all of our past experiences and business that we had, we use today. So all of our relationships. That's why
That's
I
what I
keep
said,
good
relationship.
relationships.
Yeah, I was about to say the
Yeah,
relationship,
it's
the
important.
networks.
Exactly. Like Brad, man. Like we've been knowing Brad for a long time, man.
I wouldn't tell too
This is
many
our third time on the show.
I wouldn't tell too many people.
Nah,
man.
man. Your outlet is important.
Yeah.
You understand? It really is. It's important.
So I have a question. With the tide changing now to more non-black supporting black-owned businesses, has guidance felt any of that love from non-black corporations?
Yes, we definitely have. We've had people. Again, it's kind of like what Joe said earlier. We had people that supported it because it was black. Black Lives Matter. They want to support black businesses.
And we'll take that.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah.
But what we saw was the reorder.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So that's the one thing. Like, cause you'll support anything for a cause.
Right.
But you ain't gonna keep spending $50
if it's not quality.
If it's not quality, bro. So we're winning fans, and that's our job. We want to be your favorite brand, your favorite whiskey, and everyone has started supporting us.
Now, let me tell you something I appreciate personally, is that you have to understand your brand. So for me, just by the bottle, when I ask you the price point, because I'm looking at the bottle, right?
Right.
And often we have black-owned liquors that are targeted to maybe a hip-hop community
Correct.
or the clubs, right?
Correct.
And their price point, $25, $29, $30, right?
Correct.
And when you price your liquor in that particular price point, it sets it as a certain brand, right? So with this bottle and the price point being $50, it puts you on the shelf with the premium whiskeys.
Exactly.
And I think that we haven't, I don't think there's a black brand yet that's represented in that premium whiskey category yet.
Yes.
So I'm proud to see this bottle
Yeah.
matching up with your Woodford Reserves or your, and I'm not a liquor connoisseur, right? So I don't know the premium brand. I know Woodfords and
Yeah. But there is one. There's Uncle Nearest. Uncle Nearest is premium.
Okay.
And that was some, we nephew.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's a black-owned brand by a woman. Shout out to Fawn Weaver. Like, we watch everything. Kind of like you become a student of this thing. We don't know everything, but we are actually trying to know. And so we followed the path that they laid.
So did you know you wanted to be a premium brand?
Yeah.
Coming into
yeah, because we came for respect first. We're not on to see guidance, and guidance will make money next year. Well, I don't make $1 from guidance right now, and that's something to tell people because when they trying to get rich quick, that's not what we doing. We in this for 5 years. We build respect. Yeah, we on the longevity. So we took a very different path. If you're trying to get rich quick, good luck to you. You know what I mean? You can put out what you need to put out, but we wanted quality.
Something that's going to let the same last on the shelves
Exactly.
for the business legacy, rather.
So you told us the process of tasting the liquor. How long did it take you to come up with the bottle, man?
You know what? Whatever y'all do, when y'all run out of a bottle of liquor, please ship him an empty bottle.
No, but I'm saying, look, and that's what I'm telling you how important that is. I like the bottle.
Yeah.
I like the bottle, man. It's, look, now I'm gonna tell you, as a drinker, right? As a drinker, you guys went to college, so I'm sure you did this as well. When you grew up drinking, there were empty bottles of the liquor you liked. You didn't keep the garbage.
I told you what they did. They took the
You didn't keep the Parmesan, you know what I mean? But
they don't put some color in it.
Put a light behind it.
They don't put some color in it. Put a light behind it.
It's again about the quality of the brand and the product and what you want to put forward. I mean, not only are we a black-owned business, it's a business.
Yeah.
And black-owned or not, we want everyone to understand that we invest in the quality of the product that you're going to receive.
Yeah.
So I don't care if the price point was less than what it was. It's still about the quality of what we bring to the table. Yeah. And when you talk about the bottle, we not low budget, non-quality dudes. So why are we going to put out a low budget, non-quality bottle? We're going to put in everything we want you to get out of it for the price that you're going to pay for it. So
value to you.
And it's corked. It's corked. If you didn't, it's corked. So.
And the same cork that corks the whiskey can
it's tightly corked too, but it's corked.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a brand of wine, a good friend of ours called Twisted Systems, and they're coming right behind us, and you can use that when you're done with that cork. You can re-cork they wine bottles, so everything kind of ties together.
Have we seen a cork brand before?
Have you?
A whiskey? I'm thinking now. Have I?
That stuff is court.
You have now.
Yeah,
You have now.
Yeah, multiple choice is court.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a nice bottle, man. I absolutely like it, and it's weighted. You know what I mean? It's
We're
weighted.
gonna see you some bottles too.
The bottles from last night.
Make sure you give him a highlighter too, so you can do the coloring right.
No, I mean, but it's a quality brand, man. I think that's important, man, because like I said, like when I see, look, man, I'm online constantly, right? And you'll see, I have friends that are in corporate America that are invited to some of these, I guess, corporate events, right? And they'll hold up an empty bottle of, I didn't even know they made liquor that expensive. They'll hold up an empty Hennessy bottle of, what is it, Louis something, and it's $1,500, right? I'm like, man, just drink a $1,500 bottle of Hennessy? But people will hold up that empty bottle as a trophy.
My trophy growing up in North Nashville, our trophy was Andre Champagne, bro. Everybody else looking down on Andre if they want to. But guess what? Andre made me. He made us, and every party we threw it, we celebrated.
Joking, right?
We drank Andre
So Andre
straight out the bottle.
in North Nashville.
Hey, straight out the bottle. We put Andre on the map. You let me tell the story. But the same thing. What we do as a culture is we celebrate.
Yeah.
We celebrate, and we are at a point where we've celebrated with everyone else. Now it's time to celebrate with our own product.
There it is.
And that's where we are with this. We've distributed through a lot of different brands, but now we're distributing through Legacy.
Yeah.
So that it's taking pride in the ownership and the products that we produce, just like they produce. But this is what we are producing right now.
So put this in your songs, people. Put it in your movies. Be happy when you got it. Sing about it. Rap about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we gotta have. We gotta have.
It's a nice product, people. It's
Man, I can see it with
And look.
with a bottle of that.
Look.
2 cigars.
and I'm on 3, and I'm starting to.
You're getting Hey,
If we start breakdancing, you know we're gonna shut the show
Yeah,
down.
we can try with tea real quick.
we finna do them like that?
We're gonna introduce the whiskey.
My goodness.
We'll let Jason pour it for you.
So what am I doing?
All right, so look.
Do I need this still?
You gotta,
You gotta mix it with the
gotta
tea.
do the dance though.
Tim's
Right,
Tennessee.
Tim Southern Tea. So Tim has been making this tea for 25 years. Okay. His family finally got him to bottle it last year.
Okay.
We partnered with them for homecoming. TSU homecoming.
Oh man, was that an
And
adventure?
it was ridiculous.
We sold out of this
Concoction.
concoction called Southern Whiskey.
Southern whiskey.
We sold out 4 different times in less than 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Chug a love.
And so now they're gonna be distributed with these good fellas here.
Absolutely.
Chuck.
Tea spot.
Yeah, that is good.
That's dangerous, ain't it?
Yeah,
That's dangerous, ain't it?
that's really good.
So now when
Yeah,
folks go
just
looking
taste
for
the tea,
guidance
just taste the
whiskey,
tea.
That's good.
That's real good.
Yeah,
right?
that's good.
So we've collaborated
That's some
together with
sweet
2
tea.
black-owned businesses
Oh, my God.
and created another
Come on,
spirit
man.
brand
Wow.
called Southern Whiskey.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
Yeah, that is good.
Put that on some ice.
Yeah, definitely.
Put it on some ice. Sit out by the pool. Sit on
Get
in
messed
the
up.
backyard and relax.
And Tim and his wife, they've been a business together. They're a family.
And they're TSU graduates.
And they're TSU graduates.
So where can we get the Tim Southern Tea?
You can email Kelvin Young.
Yeah, give me a box of that.
We
Thanks.
just got it in yesterday, so we're definitely gonna get it in stores that we're have retail relationships with. So you'll see it in stores soon.
We're trying to make it go hand
And look,
in
that's
hand
the
with
thing,
guys.
man. What we're seeing here, we're seeing black business collaborate with another black business. Then we're seeing a black distributor that's actually getting these products on the shelf, man. So
You
salute.
see the power of that, right?
Yeah.
You see the power of that, and none of us knew each other before last year. So talk about the accomplishments, right?
Liquor connects a lot of people. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, for real. I mean,
But our power, because we actually look this, and I tell my kids this all the time. Black folks, whatever you want to say, black folks control the cool. We control the cool. So whatever we whatever we endorse or whatever we say is cool at the moment,
Yes.
other
Cultures
take that
Yes.
and may water it down a little bit or make it a little more mainstream. But when we approve of a product,
Yeah.
is when people jump on board with it.
And we got to make sure that we keep this way.
We just haven't made money off our own products till now. You know, we've gotten everybody else rich.
Tim will only sell this to us. He'll only mix it with guidance. That's the only other liquor that'll touch his, and he controls it. So he moves real cool because he's like, look, I know the business that I want to do. I know who I want to do it with. We the same way. So we have more control now than we ever had. We just got to understand that and use it to our advantage.
All right. All right.
Absolutely.
We got, hey,
You can go to guidancewhiskey.com. If you in one of 43 different states, we'll make sure that's on your porch within 5 to 7 business days.
Yes.
Easily.
I'm gonna order some of this.
But if you in Louisville, you need to get it from these guys right here.
Are we in stores here
Yeah, we will be today. Actually,
Today?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so we'll be following you guys to see what stores we can come pick it up in.
Follow us on
some
Instagram.
guidance.
We're going to
We're gonna
post
get
it
some
to
guidance.
Instagram, Facebook. Follow us, Guidance Whiskey. And we'll shoot it out to you.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
You keep the seat. You keep the seat.
All right, man. We thank you, brothers, for stopping in, man. You're always welcome on Urban Voices Radio, especially if you come with a bottle of liquor, man. But you guys are always welcome on the program, man. Make sure you tune in to Urban Voices Radio every Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. Thank you to Legacy Wine and Spirits, man, for always looking out for us. And we out of here, people.
Yeah.
Now it's the after show and the